Now let's go back to when Joe Ferriola was boss of the Chicago outfit. And on his way out, due to illness, he left his nephew, Harry Ailman, $100,000 cash. Harry was just getting out of prison at the time, and that was his money to put out in the street and get on his feet again. And I actually seen this scumbag here, this lowlife B.J. Jehoda. He testified against Bobby Salerno at his trial. He actually wore a wire and brought down the Rocky and Felice crew. He testified on the stand that when he was in jail, that Rocky and Felice, Louis Marino, and Sally D would pay his wife $5,000 a month. There's Rocky and Felice, Joe Ferriola's right-hand man back in the day, ran his own crew, eventually got pinched in a RICO case for killing bookie Hal Smith, as well as Plummer. Rocky and Felice took care of his guys, though. He gave B.J. Jehoda's wife $5,000 a month when he was in the can. He also took care of Jerry Scalise's family when he was in London. I remember when the rat B.J. Jehoda testified that one of the reasons Rocky and Felice raised all the street tax for all the bookies was to help pay for all the bribing that was going on. Rocky and Felice pretty much had every sheriff, police chief, judge, and alderman on his payroll, paying out thousands. Now here's Rocky and Felice's number two man, the late Louis Tomatoes Marina. According to the government, he was one of the men that was in the basement in Bentonville that killed the Spalatros. He was also in the kitchen, according to B.J. Jehoda, and was one of the men that killed Hal Smith. Louis Tomatoes would bring $5,000 a month to B.J. Jehoda's wife. Now here's Sally D. Laurentiis. He went away during the Good Ship Lollipop trial. Sally D was quoted on tape saying that it's okay if you're going away, but you better have things lined up in place, meaning you can still earn on the street while he was locked up. He was a fierce enforcer for the Rocky and Felice crew. Now, like Rocky, little Jimmy took care of his good friends too. At the Family Secrets trial, Nick Calabrese testified that when they were locked up in Milan, Michigan together, he was complaining about his brother Frank Calabrese. Jimmy Marcello said, "You could come work with me when we got out of here." And he started paying Nick Calabrese's wife $5,000 a month through his brother Mickey. Now, also during the Family Secrets trial, the prosecution alleged that little Jimmy Marcello had a mistress, and he was giving her several $1,000s a month. She testified that he paid her rent and that his brother Mickey would drop off a couple $1,000s every month. Jimmy Marcello also paid for her sick kid and many exotic vacations. Now, Nick Calabrese was complaining to little Jimmy Marcello while they were locked up together in Milan, Michigan, that Angelo the Bull and his brother Frank Calabrese Sr. were not paying him for all the heavy work that he did. Jimmy asked Nick if he wanted to come work with him when they both get out of jail. But in the meantime, Jimmy Marcello had his brother Mickey drop off $5,000 a month to Nick's wife. Now here's Jerry Scalise, member of the old Wild Bunch. I went to his trials as well. And when he got pinched in London for the Marlboro heist, Rocky and Felice had Louis Tomatoes Marino drop off $5,000 every month to Scalise's wife, taking really good care of him and his family. Now, the other day, my cousin asked me, how does the outfit make money today? And I said, well, most of it's pretty much legit. Here's a construction hauling legitimate company called D&P, owned by the DeFranzo brothers. And here's a photo of Pete DeFranzo, John Nono DeFranzo's brother, his right-hand man. This was a very successful business they have, still going strong today. Now here's a guy you don't hear too much about, a very good friend of Joe Ferriola, Chicago outfit associate Michael Posner. And he was smart. When a lot of the outfit guys were getting indicted and going to jail, he took off. He went out to Aruba and opened up $1 million offshore gambling operation. Now here's a perfectly legit operation. Biona Beef, back in the Sam Carlisi trial, Joe and Frank Bonavolante were on trial with Sam Carlisi. They were basically debt collectors and enforcers. And it's then that I realized that Bonavolante Beef owns the franchise Biona Beef. And here you'll find some of the best Italian beefs in the city. But you definitely don't want to mess with these guys. Now, Pete Palumbo and his brother made members of the Chicago outfit. They went legit years ago with Palumbo Paving. They had the saying, the earth moves with Palumbo. They got pinched. They had to pay a fine, get out of business for a while. They changed the name to Orange Crush. They made millions of dollars in city and state contracts. Years ago, I did some painting for the Palumbo. I had a feeling he wasn't going to pay me, so I stopped showing up. He asked my girlfriend, hey, what size suit does he wear? She said, why? He said, because he doesn't come back here, he's going to need for his funeral. Now, another legitimate way for the outfit to make money back then and even today is obviously car dealerships. And back in my day, we had RZA dealerships all over the place. That's John Nono's DeFranzo's wife. And then on the right, you had Mancari. I remember he got busted for possession of cocaine and a firearm. That's Bruno Mancari, associate of the Chicago outfit. Now, who remembers this commercial? Solozzi Edelson. Mob-connected car dealership. I remember during the Family Secrets trial, Nick Calabrese testified that when they sent the first hit team out there to kill Michael and Tony out in Vegas, when they were tailing Michael, they saw a brown van, and on the plate it said Solozzi. So they knew it was Michael Spilotro, but they couldn't really get him, so they called it off and went to Plan B. Now, like little Jimmy said, Joey had many scams, but two of his legitimate scams were Crazy Horse 2 Strip Club. He had one in Chicago, one in Vegas. The one in Vegas just got torn down. And then you had Lombardo Trucking, linked to the hire truck program, $2 million sweetheart contracts. And this is Joey Lombardo, Rocco Lombardo's legitimate work. Now, the outfit is heavily invested, obviously, in the Chicago Board of Trade and the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. And going back to the glory days in the 80s and 90s, a lot of the heavyweights' families worked there. Men like Borsellino, De Laurentiis, Ferriola, Iupa, Marcello. These guys made fortunes for their family at the Merc. Now, right here in my neighborhood on Grand and Ogden, to the left there by the hair salon, you got the old Patsy's restaurant. This is owned by Michael and Anthony's parents from Italy. All the outfit guys used to hang out there. Sam and Gus Alex, Tony Arcardo, Giancana. And on the right, you got Stramaglia Real Estate. That's the late Jackie Cerrone's relative. They own pretty much most of the buildings from Grand and Western to Halsted. Now, another legitimate way the Chicago outfit still makes money is obviously the restaurants, cafes, bars. Here on the left, you got Donnie G's. This is Vito Scavo's old joint in Elmwood Park. On the right, my favorite, Richard's Bar. Hands down the best classic dive bar in America. And you got Bobby Blue Eyes there serving drinks. Most of the guys in the Grand Avenue neighborhood all have city jobs. Same with the guys in Taylor Street and Bridgeport. They either work for the city or the state, IDOT, including their fathers, their uncles, their cousins, their sisters, their wives, a lot of their close friends. They have pensions, 401, and some even have ghost payroll jobs. Now, a lot of the connected guys in the city of Chicago, even ones that have done time in prison, they end up working at McCormick Place, making union wage, top scale. They don't really bust their ass. And some of these guys have even gotten injured on the job and ended up suing, getting a workman's comp claim. Other guys at the outfit, their family and friends, work for the Illinois Tollway as well. Thanks for watching my Chicago Mob Trials, guys. I appreciate it, man. Please subscribe, hit the like button, share with all your friends. I appreciate your patience. I'm still learning how to create, edit, and post great content. Vast majority of my stories are from being inside the courtroom, and I hope you